Welcome back to Stormin' Rambles On. Why don't y'all join me on my ride home today while I gripe and complain about gun owners? So, as most of y'all probably know by now, I live in Florida. Born and raised on the playground is where I spent. Never mind. September 10th, I want to say it was September 10th, District Court struck down Florida's law prohibiting open carry of firearms. Fantastic. Love it. Day we've been wanting for years. I've been a paid member of this organization called Florida Carry for like 7 years. We've been trying to get this done. Not the way we anticipated it getting done, but it got done. And open carry is now legal in Florida. Now, there was a window, an appeals window, that expired on September 29th. I believe it was September 29th. So I didn't open carry because I'm like, let me wait and see what the courts do. Now, the governor and, district attorney and all that, state attorney, whoever it is, they said after it was struck down that they were not going to file an appeal. So, but I waited. Like, let's wait and see what happens. September 29th came and went, and boom, open carry was the law of the land. So, at that point, I started thinking, well, crap, I ain't got no holsters or and like my whole mindset is different now, because before, like when I would go to buy a pistol, like I'd have to buy it based on size, because I'm not a big person. Like, I'm a pretty skinny dude, so it's not easy for me to conceal carry a firearm. But now I don't have to. Open carry is legal. I don't have to hide it. Next gun I buy, I don't have to buy it based on how big it is. How am I going to be able to hide this? I don't have to hide it. Anyway, long story short, I went through my holsters. I actually did have some outside the waistband holsters, but I still haven't really found one I like for open carry. But the funny thing is that I want to gripe and complain about is the guys in the group, the Florida Carry group that I'm in. We have a Facebook group, and there's a thing, if you're a gun enthusiast, a Second Amendment supporter, you've probably heard of the term butters or the term FUDs to describe people that are like, well, I support the right, but they always got a caveat. Well, I support it, but you shouldn't be able to do this. Well, then you don't support it. Plain and simple. And then FUD is a similar term for old guys, mainly. And I keep seeing that. And like, somebody will post a picture in the group of somebody they saw out somewhere at a store. They had an AR-15 on their back, and they're like asking the group, what do you think about this? And there's people in there, that's stupid, and you're going to get us in trouble and this and that. And I'm like, I just don't understand y'all, Like, we fought this long to get this thing passed, and now you're worried because people are exercising it. They're butters. Well, I believe you ought to open carry, but only a pistol. Don't say that. Don't say that. Second Amendment, don't say that. But it's just crazy to me how people will gripe and complain about this stuff. Well, the Karens are going to get mad. I don't care what the Karens do. The Karens always get their way. Not if we all just start doing it like it's normal, because it is normal. if everybody, like some people in other states that have had, because I don't know if you know this, the majority of U.S. states, open carry is legal there. And some of the guys, like in Georgia, be like, hey man, I live in Georgia, we've had open carry for years. He's like, once the newness dies down, he's like, it'll be fine. You just got to get over the initial shock of it because people ain't used to it. He's like, but after a little while, everybody get used to it and it'll be no big deal. So I'm looking, but we're not going to get there if we don't exercise it. If you don't go out with your firearm on and not worry about what somebody else is going to think or say. It's kind of like me, it's Friday. I'm wearing my kilt. I don't know if y'all can see it on the camera. I just had to make that decision one day, like I want to wear a kilt. And I don't care what other people say. We got to exercise our right and not let other people tell us how to exercise our right. So, do I think it's like necessary to walk around with a AR-15 on your back? Not necessarily, but if you want to do that, ain't none of my business. It's like the First Amendment. Do I think it's necessary for people to walk around saying stupid crap? No. But if they want to say it, go ahead and say it. That's their right. So, this is dumb. And before that, there was guys in the group like, well, this is why I won't open carry. Like, I'm for open carry, but this is why I don't like it and I'm not going to do it. I don't give a damn why you're not going to do it or what you think about it. Those were the first annoying posts in there. And now the new ones are, well, I don't think you ought to do that. It don't matter what you think I ought to do. Don't. Anyway, how y'all doing? How y'all doing on this wonderful Friday? So I got a holster coming from a mechanic. I don't know how long that's going to take. I need to order a holster for my Smith & Wesson. And I'm thinking about buying a new gun, a new pistol, now that I don't have to worry about how big it is. And I also maybe might want to get a holster for my Springfield XD, because that's a gun I bought and it was too big for me to conceal carry. So it's got a 4-inch barrel. It was a little bit too big for somebody my size to conceal carry, so it sits on my nightstand now. And after the 29th, after the appeals thing expired, I'm like, dang, I could start carrying this now. But I don't know if I want to. I might get something else. Not have to worry about like a Glock 19. I've never owned a Glock. Always wanted to. I'm not like a Glock fanboy like some people. But I like to have a Glock. Really like to have like a 43X or something. But anyway, that's my ramble about Second Amendment and fake people who think they support it, but they really don't. You either support it 100% or you don't put limitations on it. Well, that's okay, but this ain't okay. It don't work that way. Anyway, I'm Stormin' Norman. I have rambled on. Y'all have a good weekend.